I ain't gonna waste too much of y'all time. Let me get in here and get out. But I am gonna get into it. So, alright. We have Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. We start with fire, we end with water. All right. Interesting. We have the sun at the bottom of the deck. Couldn't be any fucking clearer. Okay, so Leo, you have the Knight of Pentacles and you have the Death card. So whatever you're doing, you're gonna do it. Like, you're gonna see it through to the end. Or knowing with every step you take, it's like there is no second guessing at this point. It is what it is, because you've put so much thought and so much emphasis on what this means to you, how valuable it actually is to trust your own discernment, to trust your own guidance. Like, this Knight of Pentacles energy, people say it's slow, but it's show though. All right, so people can try to gauge your progress or look at the moves that you're making and feel like you're wasting time. You don't run on their time. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for everything, and you're showing up and you're showing the fuck out. And it's like your presence will announce itself in the room, and people will know that it's not a time for games no more. Like, what it is what it's going to be. That's pretty much it. This is very like definite energy. I won't say finite because it's not going to run out for you. I feel like you can keep this sense of groundedness about you. You can keep your, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. You may have operated in a sun-like energy and been kind of blind to certain things or naive to certain things. But I feel like you've gotten a taste of this earth energy to the point where you see what it's worth and you see how valuable it really is. You know what I'm saying? So this death energy coming in, the endings that are coming in are permanent to you. Once you make up your mind and you decided, that's it. Can nobody sway you in another direction? And it's not anything to do with ego. And it's everything to do with things being put back into balance. Like, there is a sense of innocence that does emerge because you're taking the steps with integrity. You have accounted for what you need to account for. You've taken the things that are valuable and left pretty much everything else behind. So you're guiding yourself through this time, or being guided through this time, to really make these steps, because life is changing from here on out. The way that you live will change. The shit that you see will change. And it seems like there are people around you that won't. And it's okay. You can cut them off. You're getting the energy behind you to actually solidify those types of moves and those types of decisions. So you don't have to think too much about it. Like, please don't question your own actions to this point, gauging up against somebody else's success or their completion of certain things, because they may have done it fast and they may have gotten money from it or whatever, but the quality is shit. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to make sure that everything is balanced and well aligned while you're taking these steps and doing these things. Nobody can do it the way you do it. So you have the right momentum. You have the right types of things in mind when you're trying to actually plant these seeds and get your career going or get your life set in a certain way that you're fucking comfortable. You'll be able to sit in this sunshine and enjoy the fruits of your labor, because you're actually using labor to create and cultivate these things. Nobody can see what you've done behind the scenes, but you have been putting in so much work and so much fucking effort that the gratitude and the appreciation and the acclaim will be yours. It's well deserved. Virgo, we have the Four of Swords and the King of Cups. It's pretty much you're not interested, and it's not about the love. It's not about the romance. It's not about any of that stuff. If I see this King of Cups as somebody outside of you, I feel that it's not about, the important things aren't about engaging with this energy at this time. You have peace. You have this sense of serenity. You have this knowing of where you've been and where you're going, like what you want to happen from here on out. So you're getting all your thoughts in line and aligned, okay? And what's not yours to keep, or what is a fleeting thought that may have been held on to for so long, too long, conversations that are no longer relevant, exchanges that are no longer relevant. A lot of that shit is falling to the wayside. You do have your wits about you, but you're in such a lull that people don't know how to gauge you right now. They can't read you in this energy. There's something about this energy that keeps you like, this person is just as gold as the bench. They are so still. You don't know if they're dead or not. It's like, do you have a pulse? It's giving me that Romeo and Juliet vibe, which the tarot, Pamela Coleman Smith, did take Shakespearean stories to create the images in these decks. You know what I'm saying? So this is giving me that Romeo and Juliet vibe, where the poison temporarily slowed the heartbeat and they thought old girl was dead. But never mind. When it comes to this energy here, it's not something that you're actually engaging with. It's not something you're going after, not going towards. You're sitting the fuck still, right? So if this is your energy, right? You have such emotional peace about you that emotions can come at you or they can come through you, but you know what belongs to you and what doesn't. So it's able to come and go, just like shit ebbs and flows and keeps moving. It doesn't stir you the way it may have before, because that Three of Swords is elevated above you. You sent that shit up where it needs to go, to be purified, to be, handled, and you keep your truth about you. That's the only thing that you can lay on. That's the only thing that keeps you rest assured. That's the only thing that lets you sleep at night, is knowing the part that you played, the integrity you had, the type of intention that you keep when you're dealing with other people, especially in emotional capacity. You don't say everything that comes to mind anymore. You don't fight tooth and nail for someone to see the truth. There's no more words that need to be spoken at this point. They either gonna feel it or they're not. And that is not of your concern. You said what you said, you feel what you feel, and they feel you. No words need to be spoken. This exposure, though, with this Sun card, somebody may have been taking a break from you, but they see you. They see you. Maybe they're trying to regain a sense of calm or a sense of peace. And that's fine too. They're coming up as King of Cups, sure. But they haven't done anything with it. They haven't given anything to you. But they're thinking about the times that you gave to them. So a part of their emotional maturity is understanding it's not all about people getting from them. So they're withholding. What about the times people did not withhold from you and actually gave you something worth having or worth remembering? Because this person is in a state of reflection. So that could be coming to the surface. Libra, we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. Shit about to change around this motherfucker. Listen. What goes up must come down. People who are on top of you, now you get to ride them. Not even talking about in a hypersexual way, but what I'm saying is there were people, instances, even companies, problems that felt like you felt like they were on top of you or something was over you. The pecking order is changing. It's the changing of the guards. Now is a very highly spiritual time for you, where you're getting appointed to certain positions. You're being exalted to a specific place. It could be at work. It could be promotions. It could be very literal like that with the Hierophant sitting here. I always feel like when it comes to energies, Taurus and Capricorn are very buddy buddy because, Hierophant is like hierarchy, like pecking order. You know what I'm saying? There's a CEO at the top, and then at the bottom are all these entry level, not bottom of the barrel, but like the people who do all the labor, and the person at the top gets all of their name is attached to all the success that's happening within that company, within that corporation. But Capricorn itself is the corporation. So something is going to shift and change where even if you're not the one at the top, you'll be recognized for some shit you do and only you do, or that you do very fucking well. So this sense of you have to pay your dues, you have to put the time in, you have to earn this position or this title, or you have to endure all of this hard shit in order to get any kind of recognition or any kind of thanks or any kind of praise or any kind of bonus. Them fucking days you'll start to see will falter. You're going to be receiving shit. Even if you keep your position, you'll be receiving shit out of nowhere. It'll be coming to you. That is attractive. You're like attractive factor right now. And it's going to throw a lot of people for a loop because they're not going to understand how you got to the position you got to. But you have been treating people the way you want to be treated. You've been doing things with an innate knowing. The people with Libra influence, they have a very distinct knowing of both sides. Almost like they can see both consequences at the same time if they make either choice. This is what leads to that sense of indecision that people have when they talk about Libra being indecisive. It's because I can see my perspective and this next person's perspective, and there has to be a middle ground. So in trying to reach that middle ground all the time, it may have seemed as if you've been stalling on certain things or not able to make a move on certain things. But if this is a legal case or something like that, shit is going to go in a way that other people didn't expect. They really feel like you're on the losing end, but they don't know that you're carrying this Libra influence of rightness and justice. And there's certain things that you did with this inner compass that they just don't. They couldn't have guessed it. They couldn't have anticipated that move. They still can only see from their subjective point of view to not know how the outcome can be not in their favor or still be pleasing to you and still be beneficial towards you. It's like they want you to lose everything that you have, and they just don't know that you have high favor. You are the middle point between animal and spirit. Like justice, the scales themselves, that's not an animal, a human, or a mythological creature. It's really angelic, to be honest. Scorpio. The Fool and the Six of Pentacles. You may be having to pay out something or making something right, paying your dues karmically. But it's like it's over with now. You've done all you can do in the situation, and from what you've received, this is what you have to give. And there's a knowing that this has to happen in order for there to be a harmony, for you to walk away. What other people may feel is scot-free, it's really because in an effort to keep the peace, there was inequality still. Like, these pentacles are not divided equally. Not amongst these three people, they're not. So knowing that there's somebody who is, and for a person to judge and be like, oh, they're more deserving, that's not really the criteria. It's more so, I'm led to put more in this direction than this one. But at the sake of whom? This person only has one pentacle over their head. So there is an imbalance and inequality about this card. The scales seem balanced because the person holding them feels like they're doing what's right. All right. In accordance to what they owe, this balance is right. And to others, it's not. But it's like, you're still going to pay what you're going to pay. And I think you're coming into understanding of that. You'll also start to see people in your environment with their hands out towards you, and they have shit already. They just much rather help you spend your shit. You're connected to the Libra reading, and this is why I say so. Nobody knows this Hierophant is the person in the Six of Pentacles. This is a different message. Oh, my hair. Okay, so these people are being judged based on what they've done, what they'll give, what they find value in, where they've been spending their money, where they've been spending their time, what they've been actually doing. Karmically, spiritually, that could be influential in the court of law when it comes to legalities and things like this. The energy that a person possesses outside as an influence. If you have intuitive people or people who follow their guidance, follow their gut, and they're in a position to judge you, they can pick up and they can sense energies. Where a person who, even if they're the accused, the person who's accusing them could very well be the one with dirty hands. You see what I'm saying? So this can have a verdict going in a direction that some people do not. And I keep getting this verdict type energy. This is just, now is the time to bring people to karma. The wheel is here. It's a vibrational meeting with this sun. Scorpio energy is here. Aquarian energy is fucking here. Leo energy is fucking here. Sagittarian energy is here. Karma itself, Jupiter. All right, so it's in Taurus energy. It's going to bring a lot of shit to the forefront. What have people really been doing with what they were given spiritually? And that is the yield you'll get physically, financially, and in the material realm. Because when it manifests itself, you'll be paying for shit that, you didn't know anybody saw, but you'll be able to instantly connect that thing you did when no one was watching that was out of integrity to the result you get that is unrelated. This is how you'll know. You've always known the path of right. You've always known righteousness to a certain extent, and you haven't listened. It's no more. There's no more passes. There's no more passes when it comes to the spirit, because everybody has one. You know what I'm saying? Damn. There's about to be but still, I see that flip. People who are up are coming down. This is a time of purity. We have two of the most pure cards in the fucking deck. Scorpio itself is clearing the slate, bringing back a sense of raw truth, innocence. Like and the truth, a lot of times it hurts, but it's necessary. And then the innocence of the sun, the vitality, the youthful nature of the sun itself. It's like, again, it's bringing back that integrity. It's bringing back asking, you know what I'm saying? When no one is watching, what kind of person are you? When you think nobody can hear you, when you think that certain people aren't around, and you do things without them knowing, you don't think that there is still a watchful eye. You still don't think that a person can know, or it would still be held against you. A lot of people don't think so. They think like just because a person's out of sight, they're out of mind. No. Not at all. Not the case. Because everything gets accounted for. Everything gets written down. All right? So you'll be put up in situations and judged for what you do and don't do, what you said, what you lied about. Even if people didn't catch you in those lies, even if there was no eyewitness, that shit didn't go unnoticed at all. Your spirit tells on itself, and it will be paid in kind what has been going on. So with Scorpio here, because there's certain integrity that you've had about certain situations, it will yield in a balanced manner. And you may not leave with shit. You may leave with only the bare minimum, but you still have yourself. You still have your integrity. You still have your health. And if you got it once, you can get it again. So fuck all that, especially if it's material, especially if it's money. If don't nobody know money, take a look at your influence though. Take a look at what it's connected to just in this very reading. You already know the foundation. You already know the aspects of how to earn and how to get. You know what I'm saying? And Virgo, you're just sitting here so quiet. You're sitting here so fucking quiet. You may not be saying nothing, but you're feeling everything. Right? Everything. With the sun energy, nothing's getting past you. You can feel look at these vibration, these microwaves, UV rays. You know what I'm saying? They're literally ultraviolet. They are wavelengths. You're picking up everything. You are being guided by vibration at this point. You are in this enlightened state. You're golden. You're chilling. You have this high sense of emotional discernment and emotional maturity that people don't know to approach you or not, because you're just so much in your peace at this point. For the Virgos that I am speaking to that are at this point, you're about to go into this peace and not hibernate, but the mind is getting cleared. I see cobwebs. The mind is getting cleared. All these old memories, these old movies that keep playing, these thoughts that keep resounding, those file cabinets with every fucking, I got a memory like an elephant. So you're pulling back shit and you're recalling certain memories and stuff like that. It's time to shred those papers. Literally put those papers through the shredders and allow that shit to, for once and for all, be done with. You have the energy of death behind you, and you have the Wheel of Fortune in front of you, and the Fool. So every one of y'all motherfuckers have, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Y'all are not motherfuckers, but the Sun card is really saying that this is a very high time for you, a very positive time for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is coming up in their own energy. No one. So if you're Libra, you're not showing up as Libra right now. If you're Virgo, you're not showing up as Virgo right now. If you're Leo, you're not showing up like Leo. You know what I'm saying? Not even Scorpio showing up like Scorpio. So everybody is switching, like they're taking a page from the book of other energies, and they're operating in a way that people may see as uncanny or unlike them. It's only because these shifts and these changes are going to bring out aspects that have been latent, that have been under the radar, that even these signs haven't been wholeheartedly privy to. So you're operating, in the past you were operating on what you thought you knew yourself. Excuse me. But moving forward, you're operating in energies that you can pick up and use as an influence to help you, to assist you, to really get you through some shit. Like you have rubbed shoulders with certain people and you were able to adopt energies that proved to be beneficial for you. Like that shit is really, really, I like it. I like it a lot. That's it for this.